told he is going to play today.
Well, and if he can play, he's a great offensive rebounder, another big, strong, athletic body. But a key player for Tennessee is going to be Jonas Edey. He played very well against Syracuse, had 14 points, 11 rebounds, a block. And if he can knock down a perimeter shot, maybe pull Zach Edey away from the basket, put him into some ball screens, Tennessee can be successful against Purdue.
The matchup historically, Purdue is 3-2 all-time against Tennessee. The last time they met was in the Sweet 16 in 2019. That was a win for the Boilermakers. We'll see how it plays out here in Honolulu today with the first of 2 semifinals coming your way. Opening tap controlled by Purdue. And this is Smith, a member of the Big Ten All-Freshman team a year ago. And if the early part of the season, Jay, is any indication, he's gotten even better in the sophomore season.
Well, immediately, Purdue is looking to try to establish Zach Edey in the middle of the floor, set a little down screen so he can get position. They're just trying to get to the right angle.
If you watch Tennessee, you know they can really guard. They were #1 in the country per KenPom in adjusted defensive efficiency a year ago. Fletcher Loyer with a 3 and the first basket of the game.
And Fletcher Loyer needed that one. He went 0 of 6 in the game against Gonzaga, had some turnovers for him to knock down his first one. Purdue's got to knock down open shots around Zach Edey because they're going to get some.
Braden Smith diving for the loose ball, a little bit slow to get up and shaken up as Jemai Meshack knocks it down for Tennessee. And Smith reaching up to his right eye and says he's okay, and the officials checking on him, and play will continue. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he took a shot from the left hand of Jemai Meshack, and that obviously kept him out of the play, allowed Meshack to get into the lane. Meshack's going to be a really important player. His defense is excellent. He's guarding one of the best pick-and-roll read guards in Braden Smith.
A touch for Edey up top. The handoff back to Loyer. He'll drive it and draw the foul.
Loyer taking that handoff again in the middle of the floor and able to turn the corner and get downhill. There's got to be a little bit of help there from Jonas Edey, who's guarding Zach Edey. Edey's not going to drive that ball. He's got to step out and make it more difficult for Loyer to turn the corner.
Loyer, the sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, 11 points per game, 33% from 3 a year ago. The numbers kind of came down in the second half. He was battling a calf injury at times there, but again, he and Smith, both freshmen last year, starters as freshmen in the backcourt, now sophomores. They are such a huge part of the expectations for the team this year.
You know, when people would say, or coaches would say, you know, they're not a freshman anymore late in the season, that's oftentimes when freshmen are the most freshmen because they've never been through an NCAA tournament before, 3 games in the Big Ten tournament. It's difficult, and they did wear down a little bit last year.
A double on Connect and a nice feed inside and another bucket for Meshack.
After the game against Syracuse, Rick Barnes told Dalton Connect he wants him to do more of those back downs because he's got a big body, he can score in there, and he draws defensive attention, can pass out of it.
Loyer inside for Edey. He gets swarmed immediately. Loyer with a runner, and it'll go.
Now you saw Jemai Meshack playing point guard essentially for Tennessee in there guarding Zach Edey. And that's intentional. One, he's a really good defender, but Rick Barnes, he remembers LaMarcus Aldridge telling me when little guys were on me and got into my legs, I hated that. And he also studied what Fairleigh Dickinson did to Zach Edey last year in the tournament.
Santiago Vescovi wide open and misses a 3. A terrific shooter. They had a very nice all-round game for the Vols yesterday in their win over Syracuse. Smith turns the corner. Too strong off the window, and down with the rebound, the 5th-year senior, Josiah Jordan-James. Connect with a deep one. Count it. And again, if this is your first time seeing the Vols, he's a transfer. They had trouble scoring the ball last year. He is alleviating a lot of that trouble right now.
After that little handoff from Josiah Jordan-James, I think Lance Jones thought he had some room there and could recover, but Connect got that up so quickly.
Edey with the rebound, surrounded and fouled.
Take a look at Dalton Connect just backing down the smaller Lance Jones into the paint, draws a double team, and is able to pass right over it to the cutting Jemai Meshack. And you go underneath any exchange, and he's going to get that ball up in a hurry. He's got a very quick and high release and really deep range.
So Edey at the line now for Purdue, yet to attempt a field goal in this game through the first 3 minutes, but at the line right now. A good free throw shooter in spite of that miss on the first one. And Jay, he is averaging 10 free throw attempts per game because he gets fouled about as much as anybody. And here is Tobe Awaka, who rolled that ankle yesterday, but is back in the game here today.
Awaka not as tall as Jonas Edey and doesn't shoot it as well from the perimeter, but he is an excellent offensive rebounder.
Well, you don't see Edey miss both very often. Trey Kaufman-Renn with the offensive rebound. Deflected off the backboard and now to Tennessee.
Like Awaka got a hand on that one.
And so far, Purdue having trouble getting Edey the ball down on the block. Meshack goes by him. James cut off on the baseline. Good defense.
Purdue's matchup's not what they want, but they're making it work. Boy, what a job by Fletcher Loyer to stay in front of Dalton Connect.
That was a great defensive possession there for the Boilermakers.
They didn't have one matchup that they would have wanted there.
Lance Jones cut off on the baseline, finds Loyer, and Kaufman-Renn over the back.
Well, you had Zach Edey guarding Jemai Meshack down the floor, and after establishing legal guarding position, 2 feet on the floor facing the ball handler, Fletcher Loyer maintained that. Didn't get a charge, but got a turnover. Really good defense by Fletcher Loyer.
2 teams who felt last year they were Final Four contenders, and 2 teams who certainly feel that way about their prospects this year. So a great early season test. Connect too strong, and Kaufman-Renn the rebound.
So far, Purdue doing a good job on the defensive glass. Trey Kaufman-Renn right there, as was Zach Edey.
Now a touch for Edey. Up and in, and Purdue has the lead.
They did a great job of feeling where Awaka was and just a little drop step to get to that right shoulder right by the basket. You give an angle there, he gets 2 feet in the paint. It's basically over. You have to let him score or foul him.
Edey coming into this game averaging about 22 and 11 on the young season as Josiah Jordan-James knocks one down from beyond the arc.
Excellent penetration, and that penetration wasn't to finish. It was to draw the defense, and Josiah Jordan-James was really good against Syracuse. Had a double-double, couple of blocks to go along with 15 points and 12 rebounds. He's pain-free.
Edey again. James got a piece of it, and then Connect got a piece of Edey. So he'll be called for the foul, and Edey will be back at the free throw line when we come back.
But he is scary to start this season.
Angel, thank you. I think we've seen that a little bit, Jay, at the defensive end with his ability to range a little bit further and block shots. And obviously this Purdue team with Edey back is a national championship contender with all the talent they've got. They've got just about everybody back from last year, and then they've added a transfer in Lance Jones. They've added a terrific-looking freshman in Miles Colvin, and also Camden Heide is healthy this year. They're a deeper team than they were a year ago.
They're deeper, they're more athletic on the wings, and overall, I think they're a better team this year than they were last year. And look, there's no denying what happened against Fairleigh Dickinson last year, and in the 2 years prior, it's 3 years in a row that Purdue has lost to a double-digit seed in the NCAA tournament. It wasn't all in the first round, but that's something they're going to have to deal with at the end of the year. That's not a factor right now. This team's as good as anybody.
Meanwhile, Edey, who's a very good free throw shooter in the mid-70s last year, better than that in the young season this year. He's 0 for 4 from the line, oddly enough, so far in this one.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. He's going to continue to get fouled. But, you know, you mentioned his mobility, and Angel Gray as well brought it up. Where it really shows up is, one, recovering when he sets a ball screen and rolling, but it shows up in his ball screen defense, which has really improved.
Mason Gillis can't get the shot off. Shot clock's running down. Good if it goes, and it goes for Fletcher Loyer, who's off to a really good start today.
And Rick Barnes wanted 3 seconds called on Mason Gillis. He was in there for a while, and both Rick and his staff were up yelling for it, didn't get it.
Dalton connects with the 3, the assist to Zakai Ziegler.
That is one aptly named player, Connect.
Yes.
Because it seems like every time he gets some space and a little bit of time to get a shot off, especially with a speed set, that thing's good. But he can make contested shots.
Averaged 20 a game for Northern Colorado last year. He's a fifth-year senior, a transfer, and he's at 19 a game so far this year. And there he is skying for the rebound.
That was a great offensive rebound by Mason Gillis. I thought that Fletcher Loyer was going to take that three. But Jordan Gainey ran him off the three-point line and made him take a one dribble, two-point shot. That was a good job by Gainey just to take that three away from Loyer. I thought he should have shot it anyway. That was a better shot for him.
So Connect going to the line. You talked about this a little bit yesterday in the Tennessee win over Syracuse, but here is a great example with the new rule, with the new transfer rules, of a guy who is quote-unquote transferring up, a guy who's maybe better now than people thought he would be a few years ago when he gets to finish his college career at the highest level.
Well, for both Jordan Gainey, who went to South Carolina Upstate, played for Dave Dickerson there, and for Dalton Connect, you know, they've been conditioned to be stars. And both of them have seen every defense in the book thrown at them. You know, they've been double teamed. They've seen box and one, triangle and two, you name it, trying to stop them. So they didn't come in here as role players. They came in to be stars. Right. And both of them are capable of doing that. Connect has shown himself to be a star. And absent the game yesterday, Jordan Gainey did not play well. He only had 2 points against Syracuse, went 1 for 7. But he's legit. That one he made was that left-handed dunk. Are you kidding me? That thing was unreal.
Let's keep an eye on this end of the floor now. A freshman, J.P. Estrella, is in trying to defend Zach Edey, as Awaka and Edey were both on the bench at the moment. Ziegler helping out with a double team. Gillis for three. And so much of Purdue at times can be, when they double and triple Edey, to the guys who are open to make outside shots.
That's exactly right. That's going to be very important all year long for this team. Making open shots.
Estrella underneath and turns it over.
Estrella gave some really good minutes against Syracuse, and he's in there just to battle Edey for a few minutes.
6'11", 240. But Edey's 7'4", 300.
But Gillis delivered a tremendous back screen there. Just couldn't finish the play.
Gainey with a clean look from deep, and we got all kinds of tangled up underneath. And did they get Loyer? No, they got Estrella of Tennessee. Both teams, all the players on the floor were looking at the official, Randy McCall, not sure which way it's going to go, and it goes on Estrella.
Estrella's got a big body. He just was getting boxed out, just put a little bit too much into it. He's probably looking at the official going, hey, wait a minute. Punish me because I'm stronger? That's a guard. He can't block me out. But Purdue has been active on the offensive glass. They have 4 offensive rebounds, but they've not converted on any of those. No second chance points, even though they've grabbed rebounds.
Edey has gone to the bench. Caleb First is in for the first time today. He and Kaufman-Renn up front. Cam Heide is checked in as well.
Kaufman-Renn good in the post.
Good patience in the paint, and he draws the foul. We saw him do that exact move 3 or 4 times yesterday against Gonzaga.
He'll face up. He's got a very good jump hook. He likes to get into the middle of the lane. Got a little up and under move. He's very good in the post. He caught it a step off, but just faced up Estrella and uses shot fakes, pivots to pick up that foul.
Great doubleheader tomorrow night on ESPN, an NBA doubleheader that starts off with Giannis and the Bucks taking on Jason Tatum and the Celtics, and then KD and the Suns against Steph Curry and the Warriors. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern.
Tennessee's free throw defense has been excellent.
Yes,
they're not giving up anything at the line.
They're defending the free throws at 75% right now. Purdue is just 2 for 8 from the line, leaving some points there. Underrated talking point free throw defense, isn't it? It is. Jonas Aidoo off to Santiago Vescovi. This is the 3, and Kaufman-Renn secures the rebound. How about Lance Jones? What does he bring to Purdue?
He brings speed, athleticism. He's an excellent defensive player. He can be a defensive stopper. But his speed in the second half and transition ability made a big difference in the ball game that they played.
Kaufman-Renn working hard, can't finish, and here comes Ziegler on the balls.
Purdue just took off on Gonzaga in that second half, and a lot of it was the pace at which they played in the second half. Great pass.
Aidoo got caught under the rim, but he got fouled. And he will be at the free throw line when we come back.
There's remediation going on. It's going to be a long, long process, not only for healing, but for rebuilding. And while we're talking about resilience and Maui strong, all that's true, but it's going to be a long time. And it is going to take a ton of effort and a ton of support. And for all those who can help support the people of Maui and Lahaina, we would encourage everyone to do so if they can.
3,000 structures burned to the ground basically in the fire, and the last published report had 99 people, very sadly, tragically, perishing in the fire. Angel Gray has more.
For the Maui Invitational and the Hawaiian Airlines partnered together to bring a couple of the displaced residents to the early session games, and I was really moved hearing from one of the residents. Talia Tua brought her son as well to the game. She said she had a home on Front Street. She lost everything but the things that were in her shed. She said she was able to come here with an open heart, and this has brought her a lot of joy. She said this brings relief, brings some sense of joy to her as well, and her son, who plays basketball at Lahaina Luna High School. He told me he dreamed of becoming a mechanic, but now wants to become a carpenter so he can come back and help rebuild his community.
That's a wonderful gesture by that young man. And again, organizers hope the tournament can be back in Maui next year. Purdue in transition. Jones and Connect with a block. No foul call. A little stare down from Connect as well in the aftermath of the play. And I think Randy McCall is saying, keep it right there. Don't need any of that.
It was a great block after a tremendous defensive sequence from Purdue on the other end. They just didn't finish it with a defensive rebound. But what a fabulous block by Dalton Connect. Oh, I didn't think he did anything wrong. He just looked down. He didn't stare anybody down.
I think somebody, maybe Lance Jones, might have a cut. He might be bleeding, so looks like it was hopefully very minor. He just grabbed a towel and he's heading back into the game. And Zach Edey is back in the game as well, Jay, and he was only out for about 2 minutes of game time. Part of that was on either side of the under 12 timeout, so he got some rest. But we talked about it yesterday. Big guys don't play as many minutes normally as Zach Edey is playing.
That's because too many coaches were guards.
You're still bitter.
Big guys should play more. It's not that they can't do it.
He's averaging about 28 minutes per game, and he's easily capable of playing 32 to 34 minutes. As Edey, who can step out and knocks one down, does just that, and the lead grows for the Vols.
And that's a big bucket for the Vols, because when Trey Kaufman-Wren was in there, he could hedge a ball screen and recover. But you're seeing Zach Edey play drop coverage. He's playing off that ball screen. And you can pick and pop and get to the three-point line. He's not going to recover out to that.
Tough shot for Jones, and the rebound for Connect. And Purdue has gone ice cold offensively. Connect into the paint, puts the brakes on, kicks it out to Gainey.
Looked like he got touched there, maybe not hit. I think it affected him.
Yeah, and a foul going against Purdue as Vescovy was held. They got Loyer.
Take a look at Jonas Edey right there. He sets that screen, and then he just pops out to the wing. And it's just a little bit slow for Zach Edey getting out of there. He's got to help on the drive because he's not up to touch and hedging, or they're showing on the ball screen. You know, that's called drop coverage, and there's no reason to have a 7'4" guy up top. You'd rather have him in drop coverage where he can recover to the basket a little bit easier.
How about Connect scoring over Edey off the inbounds, and it's a 9-0 run right now for Tennessee.
Now remember, Purdue's missed a ton of free throws already in this game. It's not just their offense that's letting them down. You know, they've gotten fouled and haven't gotten anything out of it.
Well, how about this? They're 25% from the field, 25% from three, 25% from the line. Not doing well anywhere right now. That's a real tough one. Edey somehow got a piece of it with one hand and draws the foul.
Well, Jemai Meshack is doing such a good job on Fletcher Loyer. He wouldn't let him get the ball. He was coming around for a handoff, and he blew the whole thing up. And then he was looking at the screen instead of forcing Loyer into the screen, which is what he should have done. But you see Edey is just, trying to box out, and as soon as Edey jumps, just physics, he's gonna have to foul him there.
Wow. This is really baffling. Again, he is a good free throw shooter. He came into the game today 33 for 40, 83% on the season, and he's 0 for 5 today. Hard to explain.
Tough assignment for Caleb First, having to guard Dalton Connect out on the perimeter.
Gainey into the paint, looks for some help. Almost turned it over. Meshack saves it. Vescovi with a shot fake, and then a foul called on Edey.
Well, it looked like Vescovi was using his off arm there to try to ward off Edey. Now maybe Edey brought that arm down, but it looked like the original contact was started by Vescovi and created by him. Watch his off arm here. See, that's not a foul on Edey. That's offense created. That's a bad call. That is a bad call.
And Vescovi shaken up for the moment. I don't know if it was the contact with Edey or the contact with the floor, but either way, the fifth-year senior was at the line from Uruguay. Says one of the reasons he wanted to come back and use the COVID year, play the fifth year, was to finish off his degree. And how many coaches, Jay, have two guys who are both as experienced and as good as Santiago Vescovi and Josiah Jordan-James?
Yeah, that's the key. There are a lot of guys that come back that are experienced but not as good. And how about that fake? His ball fakes, shot fakes are just so effective. Even though you know it in the scouting report, so many really good defenders bite on it because it's such a tight and violent fake by Santiago Vescovi.
Purdue hasn't scored in over 5.5 minutes. This is as good a look as you're going to get, and it's in and out for Loyer.
Well, that was just some roll replace action. Everybody worried about Zach Edey. That left Fletcher Loyer wide open up top, and Tobe Awaka was just trying to string out that ball screen action. He did it for a couple of dribbles, but that makes the throwback to Loyer so effective. Boy, when Zach Edey gets inside position, forget it. Trying to keep the ball from going into him, so if you front him, how are you going to get back around and box him out?
And there's his first make on the front end of the 1-and-1. And he'll smile about it. I mean, he was wearing that for a few minutes, but he's broken the ice here.
Yeah, they don't look too worried about it.
No, it's just... Yeah, it's not like he's not a very good free throw shooter. He's been making his free throws ever since he got to West Lafayette.
I'd be more worried about those outfits.
Yes. Made them both. Passionate fans for the Boilermakers. The same can be said for the Vols. And don't forget Kansas and Marquette still to come in the second semifinal here at the All-State Maui Invitational.
Purdue really doing a good job negotiating screens and exchanges. You see Fletcher Loyer trying to keep Vescovi away from that screen.
So Kai Ziegler misses the three. Ziegler coming off the bench right now, the torn ACL at the end of February, and missed the preseason. He made his first appearance in the regular season opener. They're still building the minutes back up. Here's a good look, good position for Edey. Can't finish it. Gillis with a terrific offensive rebound, and Meshack with just as good of a block.
And Meshack is a great defender, isn't he?
Loyer lost it, got it back. Edey the follow.
If Purdue this season can take good care of the ball and not turn it over, even if they miss a shot, they've got such a great opportunity for an offensive rebound. Just icing that ball screen on the right side.
Meshack followed up his own miss on the weak side and lays it in.
Purdue just not gang rebounding. All five guys need to go to the defensive glass for the Boilermakers, and Meshack taking advantage of it.
Smith around the screen.
A staggered ball screen up top. That's 4-round-1 now to Edey.
And Awaka called for the reach-around foul.
Well, he had his right arm around the hip. There's no question that was a foul. With his left arm, it was clean, but his right arm was hugging Zach Edey.
Arkansas, what are your thoughts on the heels right now? Elliot Cadeau, outstanding freshman. Baycott's back. And what do you think North Carolina's in for this year?
Well, they've got a lot of new pieces. And after last year and losing Caleb Love into the transfer portal, he's now at Arizona. I expect R.J. Davis to have a big year, and Armando Baycott has already been dominant. You expect that. He's the all-time leader at North Carolina, double-doubles, the all-time leading rebounder. I think North Carolina's going to have a really good year.
How about the big guys? Edey came back. Baycott came back. Dickinson transferred to Kansas. We'll see him in the second game. So many experienced, talented big guys in college basketball.
All good for the game.
Ziegler, no. And out of bounds to Purdue.
Well, Purdue can't get it here because they're going to have to inbound the ball. But one thing I think Purdue needs to do is when they grab a defensive rebound, to try to get out and run a little bit more. Get some easy baskets in transition, because grinding it out against Tennessee's half-court defense all game long, that is an exhausting proposition.
Jay, only 2 Boilermakers have scored. Loyer's got 9. Edey's got 8. That's it.
That was just not a good angle for the pass, because even if Edey catches that pass is leading him to the baseline. You want to take one dribble over, pass it over. Watch where this pass comes in from. He's throwing it basically, I mean, look, it was offline anyway, but even if Edey catches it, where's it taking him? It's just not the right angle. And, Purdue is much smarter than that, but they're playing against a team that's putting pressure on them and heating up the ball. It's difficult.
Miles Colvin, freshman number 5 for Purdue, into the game. He was on Connect, who missed the jumper, and down with the rebound in traffic is Loyer.
Opportunities here to run and pass ahead.
Colvin made 2 threes in the win over the Zags yesterday. Edey with the rebound underneath, up and can't finish it, but he's fouled yet again.
That's like the 10th offensive rebound for Purdue. Now, they've missed a lot of shots, but they've earned some second shot opportunities. That's why you don't want to turn that ball over. But they need to look immediately off these ball screens that are, there's a hard show, and they're stringing it out a couple of dribbles. And after you throw back, look immediately into Zach Edey, because he's going to be open.
18 missed shots, 10 offensive rebounds for Purdue. Zawaka goes to the bench. Estrella is back in.
That's over a 50% offensive rebound.
Wow, you weren't skipping class back at Duke.
Yes, I was.
Oh, sorry. So how about Edey? He missed his first 6 from the line, and now he's made 6 in a row.
It's really the offensive glass that's keeping Purdue within one possession here.
Connect off the screen. Left-hand scoop, up and good.
A great read of the defense. His defender was trailing him. He just curled into the lane instead of just running out to the wing to catch a pass. That's really good cutting. And good read of the defense by Dalton Connect.
He's got 11 already. Came in averaging 19. Gillis with a great fake. Almost had it knocked away. Loyer for 3. Edey again on the offensive glass. And Loyer is fouled.
Edey does such a good job. It looks like a technical foul here. Edey does such a good job of looking out to the three-point line after he grabs an offensive rebound. Rick Barnes is livid. He wants to play physical, and he is not happy that the officials are blowing the whistle so often on the orange uniform. He's saying, hey, Zach Edey's being awfully physical when he's going up for rebounds.
So the technical on the bench and then the personal foul as well. So Loyer is shooting the 2 technical free throws. And this has a chance to be a pretty productive trip for the Boilermakers.
And Zach Edey, he said, Rick Barnes saying, hey, he's pushing my guy off. Like, what's Josiah Jordan-James supposed to do there?
So Barnes assessed a technical. Loyer makes them both, and now Loyer's at the line for the free throws on the personal.
I wonder how often the Loyer family had to buy new nets when Foster and Fletcher were growing up.
2 guys who could shoot.
And their dad's a great basketball man. John Loyer spent a lot of years in the NBA.
Purdue's got more than half of its points at the free throw line now, 12 out of 23, including their last 8.
A little floppy action to try to get the ball to connect.
Jordan Gainey, the transfer from USC upstate, tough turnaround, and hammered back home by Connect.
Miles Colvin couldn't block him out. Dalton Connect with the left hand and the tip dunk.
He is a pro offensively. There is no doubt about that. One of the reasons he went to Tennessee was to get coached up hard on defense. But boy, has he filled it up offensively on the young season for the Vols. Loyer again. He's having himself a day.
Well, he had 11 points against Xavier, a couple of steals, but was 0 of 6 against Gonzaga. He's seeing a big basket right now.
Wow. Meshack was seeing a big basket on his way to the rim, but he missed on the dunk.
I don't know what the foul was there. Edey was being held off by J.P. Estrella, and I didn't see anything there. Doesn't mean nothing happened. I just didn't see it. Now watch underneath the basket. Estrella is holding off Zach Edey. Yeah, maybe caught him in the chest there a little bit with his right hand.
It is on Edey, and it's his second. So with 4:17 to go in the half, Jay, Edey is coming out of the game.
Purdue is not a high foul team, and Edey doesn't pick up a ton of fouls. He's very disciplined defensively, uses his size and moves his feet.
Meshack 1 of 2, Tennessee with the lead.
Tennessee with a little full court pressure here.
How does this change things for Purdue at the offensive end with no Edey?
Well, they're a little bit more mobile, but they can still post up Trey Kaufman-Red.
And a travel called on Gillis, 4th turnover committed by the Boilermakers.
Just a little bit too fast. They ran a little roll replace action, and I think Gillis wasn't thinking about shooting it, like he was going to catch it and then shot fake and make a play.
Meshack into the paint. Too strong. And good job by Gillis to get a piece of it. We have a Tennessee player, Jemai Meshack, down behind the play. And the officials blow the whistle. And now the Purdue bench and Matt Painter's saying, why'd you blow the whistle when we had the ball going down? Usually you wait till it comes back the other way. Whatever they said to Painter, he seems okay. Meshack's back on his feet, but obviously in some discomfort.
It looked like it might have been about, hey, let's not hear that from the assistants. And he says, I got it. Don't worry about it.
On one of the teams, Fletcher Loyer's got 16. Zach Edey's got 10. Nobody else for Purdue has scored yet.
Well, even though Seth Greenberg's right, make a free throw, Purdue has been making their free throws of late. They're 12 of 20, and Tennessee 4 of 8. The free throw line has been a big factor in keeping Purdue within striking distance in this one.
Edey on the bench with 2 fouls. Kaufman-Renn in the post. Offensive rebound first.
Well, they do such a great job. Caleb First just wedged Josiah Jordan-James underneath. Great cut.
But then Smith throws it out of bounds. Boy, he had the right idea, but he misfired.
Braden Smith doesn't make many mistakes. He may be undersized. He's only 6 feet tall, but he's got the wingspan of a 6'5" guard. And he uses it.
Good battle right now between Smith and Zakai Ziegler at the point. And out of bounds. Vescovy looked like he was trying to get a foul called as much as he was focusing on handling the basketball.
Yeah, just curled a little fade screen there on the left side. And he was trying to give a little head fake while he was dribbling. Just lost control of the ball with the left hand. He's left-handed.
And now a steal by Ziegler.
Boy, what a job by Lance Jones to stay in front.
It won't go for Vescovy. Kaufman-Renn down with the rebound for Purdue.
And a really good block out by Trey Kaufman-Renn.
Good ball pressure by Vescovy.
They're just extending the catch.
Jones gets by him. The kick. Good recovery, though, by the Vols.
Good pass.
Loyer. Not this time. And another rebound for Connect.
Didn't get that shot to go down, but that ball was really moving.
Transition 3. Not there for Ziegler. And both teams struggling offensively. Getting some pretty good looks, just not making them. What a pass. And a foul. Boy, great vision there by Smith.
There's just a little ball screen by First, and then Fletcher Loyer set a back pick. So watch First set the screen, then watch number 2. Fletcher Loyer just sets a back pick on Josiah Jordan-James, picks him off just a little bit, and a beautiful thread of the needle right to Caleb First. Had no choice but to foul him.
First, the guy was a part-time starter last year. Mason Gillis started some. First started some. Kaufman Wren is starting in that spot right now for Purdue. And you can feel, Jay, with this deeper roster that Matt Painter has this year, that he's still trying to sort through the rotation a little bit in this early part of the season.
Well, he's got a lot of options, and there are a lot of guys that are worthy of playing extended minutes. But it's really difficult to play 10 guys every game, because then you're taking your core guys and maybe not playing them as much. And unless you're going to platoon like John Calipari did in 2015, it's just difficult to do.
Vescovi finds Ziegler. Still 6 to shoot. Freshman Cade Phillips into the game. Couldn't handle the pass, and it's back to the Boilermakers. And we got contact between Phillips and First, and the foul is going against Purdue. That is the second on First.
The first one after that ball with both hands. Of all the contact we've seen in that game, that didn't seem like the most egregious, but we're going to walk to the other end for free throws. Yeah, it looks like he went over his shoulder there.
So at the line is Phillips. Broke his nose in a practice a couple of weeks ago. Didn't play in the game yesterday against Syracuse. Originally, the plan was to redshirt this freshman, and then some of the veteran players on Tennessee went to Rick Barnes and the coaching staff and said, we need this guy. He's good. He can really help us. And so they called off the plan to redshirt.
Yeah, Cade Phillips is going to be really good. He's got good skills. He can handle it. Sort of a connector out there. But his dad played football at Alabama. His mother played basketball for the Tide.
I think an uncle and his grandfather also played football at Alabama. Smith to the corner. Loyer with time. And around and out. And here come the balls in transition.
Connect can grab a rebound and bring it up himself. Good fake.
He might have the top shot fake in college basketball, wouldn't you say, Vescovi?
Yeah, I think so.
Remember Sam Young from Pittsburgh back in the day? Remember his shot fake?
I do. Yeah, that was one of the best we've seen. Just took a little bump there from Mason Gillis, pick up the foul. And Tennessee needed something good to happen just to see the ball go through the net. Well, the shot fake last year was Serge Jabari Rice at Texas. I mean, that's what conjured up Sam Young last year. His was the best in college basketball, the best you've seen in forever. Yeah. But yeah, I think the mantle may have been passed to Santiago Vescovi this year.
Knocks them both down. Tennessee back on top.
Pressure on the ball has really forced Purdue further out on the floor. That makes passes longer.
Kaufman-Wren slipped a bit, and it's called a travel.
Slippery on those flowers. Watch his left foot just slips a little bit. Turns over and picked up the walk. But at least that's not a live ball turnover.
Well, it was tied when Edey went to the bench with a second foul at the 4:17 mark. So in about 3.5 minutes, it's only cost Purdue 1 point on the scoreboard at the moment. Kaufman-Wren with a good rebound. He's given him some good minutes.
And good defense. He made Dalton Connect go right through his chest.
First inside, won't go. And another Purdue foul. Somebody went over the back.
Yeah, there's a little pushing and shoving going on underneath after that miss. First made a really good catch on that short roll. Just couldn't get the ball to go down. Yeah, maybe it was Trey Kaufman-Wren going over the top of Santiago Vescovi.
Purdue fans not liking the whistle right now. Vescovy back to the line.
Whenever that happened, that's when the big guys would kind of look at the officials and go, hey, tell the guards stay out of there if they don't like it.
That's right.
I mean, it was a
That's
foul.
Right. You want to come in here, you play by our rules.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Vescovy, a very good free throw shooter at the line.
This game is not for the faint of heart. Everything's difficult. Every catch, there's not going to be anything clean in this game.
But every Tennessee game is a very physical, defensive-minded battle, right?
Yeah, it's not like Purdue's not used to physicality. And when I say clean, what I mean is you're not going to be able to make a clean catch and clean screening. Everything's going to be contested.
Shot clock turned off. 28.5 to go. Purdue ball down by 3.
You say rivalry week.
Rivalry week.
Very well.
That takes a lot of practice.
That's an Elmer Fudd special.
Jones trying to get it to Smith, and Ziegler won't let that pass happen.
And they can't run any offense. Look how far away they are from an operating area.
Boy, they are good defensively. Over the top, and a hold by Phillips.
A good job by Trey Kaufman-Renn to just move Phillips up the lane when he got on the high side. And just to keep that pass from going in, you just have to really heat up the ball.
And Phillips getting some minutes because the other 3 bigs on Rick Barnes' roster all have at least 2 fouls. Tobe Awaka's got 3. Well, Tennessee's got, we've talked about Purdue's depth and options. Tennessee's got the same thing, really. Rick Barnes has a lot of bodies as well.
A lot of big bodies and big, strong bodies.
As we said yesterday, everybody in orange, they know where the weight room is.
They're not going to play any team in college basketball that they're not as strong as. Not one.
35-footer.
Got a foul. Fletcher Loyer is going to go to the line. Santiago Vescovy caught him on a push-off. And I think the whistle was before the clock hit 000. Rick Barnes isn't going to like this, but they'll take a look at
1.3. And Fletcher Loyer to the line. He's already got 16 points in this game and is a perfect 6 for 6 from the line.
And a great bounce back.
I would say ball don't lie, but I think the ball occasionally lies. That was the right call.
Yeah, that ball don't lie thing.
It's 1.3. And a very physical first half comes to a close in this big-time matchup between number 7 Tennessee and number 2 Purdue, with the Vols clinging to a 1-point lead.
Coach Painter gave a sigh of relief considering they're shooting 20% from the field and only 3 players have scored. He said it's all about weathering the storm. They're getting good looks, taking great shots, but missing free throws. He said we have to take advantage of what they're giving us and also defensively keep Dalton Connect off the floor. He gave me a look and he said because he's really good.
He is really good. Just missed a shot he normally makes. And a guy who's been making a lot of shots today. Fletcher Loyer knocks one down. Purdue on top.
Well, the first possession of the second half looks similar to how Purdue came out in the second half against Gonzaga. Getting the ball down the floor quickly after a defensive rebound, passing ahead, getting an easy shot in transition.
Meshack floats it up, left it short, but draws the foul.
Just a terrific pass by Braden Smith to Fletcher Loyer, and Loyer ran the floor. They got that rebound. Zach Edey got the rebound, immediately outletted it, and you've got to beat this Tennessee defense down the floor in transition because grinding it out in the half court 5-on-5 is going to be really, really difficult. I mean, Matt Painter found it difficult in the first half, but does anything fluster Matt Painter?
No.
You know, Purdue's won more games in the Big Ten in the last 7 years than any team in that league. He's just built a fabulous program in West Lafayette.
And you can say the same thing about Rick Barnes in Knoxville. No team has won more regular season games or postseason games the last 7 years of the SEC than the Vols. Purdue picked to win the Big Ten. Tennessee picked to win the SEC. Without question, these are two teams who could go a long, long way this year. Edey with a steal. Mashack one-on-one with Jones and a block.
What a great play by Jemai Mashack. Just knocked that ball away with the right hand. He's so active with his hands in addition to getting his body there. Now, he kept his body right in front and stopped the advance of Braden Smith. And Braden Smith is a heck of a guard. Like, he protects the ball and reached around with that right hand and knock it away to get that transition opportunity. Jemai Mashack went to the same high school as Darren Collison, Etowanda.
Outstanding player. Jemai Mashack also was on the SEC Men's Basketball Leadership Council, which is a way for student athletes to talk to campus leaders and conference officials about student athlete wellness and experience. Second year in a row he's been on that council, so a tip of the cap to him. He's obviously got great leadership qualities.
He puts such good pressure on the ball. He's difficult to deal with defensively, and he's made it really hard on Braden Smith.
Boy, tough to deal with Edey when he catches the ball that close to the rim.
If he gets both feet in the paint, that's basically a double bury. And Jonas Edey, there's nothing he could do.
Mashack elevates around and out. Can't get a better look.
I thought Kaufman-Renn was going to get that ball to Lance Jones, and they were going to be off to the races.
Smith. Kaufman-Renn runs it down, puts it up, and hits.
Tennessee's trying to keep Braden Smith from getting to those screens, just keep it on the side.
Connect almost lost it. Edey from the corner. And the long rebound down and a bounce to Jones, and a nice look ahead to Smith.
Well, those look aheads are going to get opportunities.
Ooh, Loyer was thinking about it, wasn't he?
He's always thinking about it. He should.
Good physical battle. Kaufman-Renn over James. Edey with a weak side rebound.
Go back up.
And one.
Much better pace in this second half. There's our guy again.
Yeah.
Same outfit as yesterday.
You're surprised by that?
Let's hope he didn't sleep in that costume. But inside position, two guys behind him, there's nothing they could do. And Zach Edey was looking out to an open three-point shooter, but he was so close to the basket, he should have gone up right away.
Jay, that is the 7th foul drawn by Zach Edey in this game. Edey just went to the bench with his 3rd. Awaka, who's got 3, has checked in his place.
I mean, how do you block that out? It's like blocking out the Washington Monument.
He's Canadian. Could you say CN Tower, please?
I don't know what that is.
It's a lot bigger than the Washington Monument.
I've actually been in it.
Yes.
That's the one that's got the plexiglass floor.
The glass floor, yeah.
That I was afraid to go on, even though I knew I wouldn't fall.
Yeah, that's the glass floor that people braver than us walk on. 7-point lead.
So you don't walk on it either?
No.
Yeah. Well, what's the point?
Yeah.
I know I'm high up, but why take the risk?
Yeah. Boilermaker fans making some noise. Biggest lead of the game for Purdue.
Walker's working so hard. Worked hard on that ball screen to string it out, and then got all the way back to Zach Edey.
Good help there by Awaka. Smith needs some help. Shot clock's running down. And Kaufman-Renn had it knocked away, and it's out of bounds to Tennessee. Good stand there by the Vols.
Well, that's the difficulty. Trey Kaufman-Renn operates better in the low post. When he goes up to that high-low, that's where you'd rather have maybe Mason Gillis coming up there. Not only can he knock down that shot, but he's more of a playmaker in that spot.
Tennessee looking for its first field goal of the second half, and they're not going to get it here as Loyer picks the pocket of Connect. Oh, boy. A transition 3. And a foul going against Purdue.
Well, it's amazing how many of those steals that Purdue gets on that action because they're in the gap. Now watch Fletcher Loyer there. He's in the gap, just reaches in, and he can recover to the shooter. But his positioning essentially is his help. Reaches in with that right hand, knocks it away, and gets the steal. But he and Braden Smith, they do a very good job of their positioning in gaps.
Kaufman ran his third foul. He's on the bench now. Mason Gillis has checked in. Awaka lost the handle, and Tennessee can't get anything going right now offensively.
Well, I promise you that Awaka was thinking about, when I catch this, I got to deal with Edey, and that's why he didn't catch it.
Rebound Vescovi. Oh, and Smith tipped it away, and it hit the leg of Michael Greenstein, one of the officials. Officials are in play. Almost 4 minutes in, and Tennessee again still looking for their first field goal the second half. They've turned it over a couple of times as well. Here's a guy who can knock down some shots in Jordan Gainey, but he's been quiet today.
Loyer was right with him on the catch on that throwback.
Awaka over Edey. How about that?
You have to make some tough shots. Tobe Awaka had 6 points and 6 rebounds in the win that Tennessee had over Wisconsin. He's never guarded anybody as big as Zach Edey.
He also played on Team USA at the U19 World Cup, averaged a double-double. Got some great international experience over the summer.
With Purdue's Zach Edey. So I hear a lot from your teammates about what you eat. So you finish a team meal, then what do you do?
I go scroll on DoorDash, look for whatever sushi spots near me, look up the ratings, and then order a bunch of food.
So you love sushi. What's the best kind?
I like, it's called nigiri. It's like just straight rice and then fish on top of it.
What superstitions do you have before a game?
Well, I eat sushi a day before. I'll always eat kind of the same things. I'll eat honey stingers the day before or during the game. I'll do the same things in layup lines every time.
That's about it?
Yeah, I try to keep the same thing every time.
All right. Elephant in the room, you're tall.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the hardest thing about being a tall man outside of basketball?
I'd say doorways for sure. Doorways, showers, hotel beds. Those are like the big three.
How big is your bed at home?
8 foot.
And was that a request you had when you came to Purdue?
Yeah, that was my big thing when I first came. I said I need an 8 foot bed to come to Purdue, and Payne got me one quickly.
8 foot bed, 94 feet. Mine's 6 feet.
And it's 7-4. He needs all of that. The tallest player not only in Purdue history, in Big Ten history, and significantly bigger, although not nearly as mean as Canadian Geese. A Canada Goose is somebody you don't want to trifle with. Edey is exactly the same height as Victor Wembanyama, but he's probably, 80, 90 pounds heavier right now than Wemby.
You know, I noticed you glossed over he's over 7 footlongs at Subway.
Yes.
For those that don't know, you're about to know. I visited Canada with Dan,
yes.
and he took me to a great Canadian delicacy. He wanted me to experience Canada. He took me to Subway.
I did. And much to my dismay, he's been talking about it ever since.
You did pay, though.
I did pay. Sam Heidi into the game with the ball. Guy who missed last year, redshirting because of injuries. That pass gets knocked away. Here come Gainey in the ball. Still looking to get the offense clicking in the second half.
Outside of Edey and Fletcher Loyer, there's been no scoring for Purdue.
Ziegler the miss. The ball's still live. Ziegler got knocked down by his own teammate. Awaka hopefully okay as he gets helped back to his feet. Remember, he's the guy who got knocked out of the game with the ankle roll yesterday.
Purdue just saved that ball underneath, but that's an interesting call there because Edey was being held.
And so Edey gets called for the foul for the contact with Awaka, as Awaka then banged into Ziegler, and you can see how Edey feels about that. He sat the last 4:17 of the first half after picking up his second, and now he's coming out relatively quickly in the second half.
Purdue's got a little bit of a quicker lineup on the floor.
Connect into some heavy traffic, and it cost him.
Great help again by Braden Smith. He went not just to be there position-wise, he went to steal the ball.
Keeps the dribble alive under the basket, finds Edey. Well, you can't get an inch of free space offensively in this game. And then a foul. If it's Awaka, it's his fourth.
Yeah, that's Awaka. And good job by Fletcher Loyer to just go right into it, instead of letting Awaka string out that ball screen action.
Boy, and that's not the kind of foul, if you're Rick Barnes, you want to see like a guy like Awaka pick up when you're already in some foul trouble, because now he's got to go deeper into his bench. Edey's got 3, Awaka's got 4, and now he has brought the freshman J.P. Estrella into the game.
If they string out that ball screen, Fletcher Loyer needs to just look back, throw back to Trey Kaufman-Renn and play out of that.
Lance Jones trying to turn the corner. Edey trying to do the same, but Tennessee keeps shutting off these driving lanes.
Well, their help defense has been excellent.
Jones for 3, and boy, did they get a big shot there. That extends the lead to 8.
An ankle-breaking step back.
Biggest lead of the game for the Boilermakers. You know, to Matt Painter's point and what he said to Angel at halftime, they shot 20%. Edey had foul trouble. They missed 10 free throws. They were only down 1 at the half. He probably had to believe things would get better in the second half.
Well, this is just a great individual move. A little crossover, step back. Completely on balance for Lance Jones, a senior from Evanston, Illinois. He was an all-Missouri Valley Conference player at Southern Illinois and on the all-defensive team. Talk about a two-way player. He just adds another dimension of speed.
Gainey, no. Offensive rebound, Josiah Jordan-James, and a great look to Vescovy. Ziegler for 3. Tennessee cannot make a shot right now.
Estrella kept that ball alive so that Tennessee could grab that offensive rebound, get an extra possession.
The ball's 1 for 9 from the field in the second half. Jones turns on the Jets again, and it's out of bounds to the Vols.
And Jones is saying, I didn't lose it, it got knocked away. But he lost it.
Upon further review. No harm in trying.
That's so great.
Good ball pressure by Loyer on Vescovy. And away from the ball, a call against Purdue.
Edey was holding.
Well, while we have a moment, we've got a doozy of a second game coming up. Tyler Kolek, the reigning Big East Player of the Year, leading number 4 Marquette against Bill Self's Kansas Jayhawks. Hunter Dickinson seems to be settling in quite nicely as a Jayhawk, doesn't he?
I would think so. He's averaging, 24, 25 points a game, 12 rebounds, shooting 70% from the field. He's also their top three-point shooter. He's shooting 60, 70% from 3.
Mason Gillis called for the foul as Jordan Gainey went flying.
Just gave him a little bump as he was trying to cut through with that shallow cut.
And that is already the 7th team foul on Purdue with 12:57 left.
You can get away with that bumping and grinding in and around the basket and in the lane. But if you do it out front, you're doing it right in front of the official.
Edey back in after sitting for just a couple of minutes. He's got 3 fouls, remember.
Matt Painter trusts him not to pick up any cheap ones.
Ethan Morton has checked in as well. He just played a couple of minutes in the first half. It's a deeper roster, and Morton, who was a starter for most of last season, he's seen himself in a smaller role so far this year.
Well, he did a great job, I thought, yesterday against Gonzaga, guarding Ryan Nembhard. He's a connector out there, really good passer, but a really smart defender, one of the better glue guys in the Big Ten.
I knew you were going to say that. We're obligated to say glue guy whenever we talk about Ethan Morton.
Isn't that a good thing?
It is.
You might want to try it.
Yeah. Edey a touch. Hasn't had all that many opportunities to get the ball on the block and put up the jump hook that he loves to put up so much.
Estrella did a good job of pushing him off the lane.
First, great patience, couldn't finish it. Edey had a hand on it. First goes flying, and it's out of bounds to Tennessee.
They are going after both First and Vescovy.
Two tough-minded teams, and today's game reflecting that.
I think that was a first down. Bring the chains out.
Tennessee has scored only 6 points so far in the second half, and now we got more bodies flying and another foul away from the ball, and this time it's Edey.
It's just on cuts. They're Purdue just a little too physical on some of these cuts, and that wasn't a scoring cut. It was a cut that was going toward the corner, and I think Heidi's probably saying, wait a minute, I was there.
At this point, if you're Tennessee, right, you don't want to get into settle for jump shot mode because you can get to the free throw line over and over and over right now.
You're darn right. You want to put Purdue in a position, because every common foul now is going to be free throws, and they're inching ever closer to the double bonus. And this is awfully early to be flirting with that.
Gainey makes them both. His dad, Justin, an assistant coach on this team and a terrific player in his day.
In his day?
In his day. Which was after your, that was after your day. Yeah. I can't think of the last time we had a possession where somebody wasn't lying down on the court or got knocked down to the court.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. Third on Estrella, 4 on Awaka, 3 on Edey. So the big guys for the Vols have some foul issues as well. And Edey is tied up. The possession arrow, though, will keep it with Purdue.
Well, I thought Edey, rather than going into the middle, could have just given a little drop step and got an angle with his over his left shoulder. Just drop step right here and you get to the rim. A good job by Josiah Jordan-James to come over. He took a shot, so was able to tie it up. Matt Painter making a different call right now to give a different alignment.
And a foul on Vescovy. Well, the depth these two teams have may be tested today, Jay, because inevitably pretty soon guys are going to start fouling out of this game.
Switches by Tennessee. Hey,
Jones into Edey for the slam.
Boy, what a fake by Lance Jones.
Edey's had to work very hard for his 17 points and 10 rebounds so far in this game. Wide open Ziegler. Boy, did they need that one, didn't they?
Much better movement by Tennessee, running Purdue off a variety of screens to get that open shot. Now Tennessee going with full court pressure. Boy, that was looked like a violation. It looked like Caleb First, his right foot was over that line making the pass. At least it was close.
Pass deflected. First got it back and is fouled on his way to the rim, and he hits the deck hard. And will be at the free throw line for a couple when we come back. During the timeout on the drive by Caleb First, and they have decided to upgrade this from a common foul to a flagrant one.
Yeah, because Josiah Jordan-James came down with that right arm across the head of Caleb First. They decided to upgrade it to an F1. So that'll be 2 shots on the ball for Purdue.
Fouls have been a big part of the story here today. There have been 36 fouls committed in this game. 19 by Tennessee, 17 by Purdue. There's a player on each side with 4 already, others with 3.
Yeah, there were 36 fouls called. There were a lot more committed.
Yeah.
But Tennessee in the second half, 2 of 10 from the field, but they're getting to the free throw line because of those foul calls. They're 6 of 8 in the second half. Purdue's, this is going to be their second and third free throws.
So first he'll shoot the 2 for the flagrant, and then Purdue will retain possession. First, a guy who can back up Edey in the middle, can play alongside Edey at the 4 as he makes 1 of 2. Let's go cross court to Angel Gray.
Guys, well, Coach Painter told his team what they will not do is complain about the calls, but what they can do is play physical without fouling. He said, guards, I'm challenging you to help our guys down low. We have to make sure that we're doing this together. He also added rebound, defend. Oh, yeah, and have fun.
It's as physical a battle as you'll ever have. Go out there and have fun. But that's what happens a lot when you play Tennessee. You know you're in for this kind of a battle. And, Jay, I would think it wears on you mentally as well as physically.
It definitely wears on you mentally as well as physically. But that's like saying have fun in the octagon when you're going into an MMA fight.
They do have a 4-point lead. They're not getting the ball into Edey as easily or as often as they would like. In a quote-unquote normal Purdue game, it feels like he's getting touches on the block, 50% of the time, half their possessions, maybe more. That's just not happening today.
Well, Purdue's putting pressure on the ball. Tennessee's putting pressure on the ball, making it difficult for Purdue's passers to see inside to Edey.
That play will work over the top, and he's now got 19.
Yeah, you got to make Zach Edey play in a crowd. He's had a crowd around him all game long, but not there. That was just a simple little back screen and got him right to the rim. The last place you want him hanging around.
Vescovy, a kick into the corner. Tipped up, no good after the miss by Ziegler, and it's Purdue ball.
A beautiful fade screen by Estrella on the ball reversal. A wide open shot for Tennessee. Couldn't have been run any better, just didn't make it.
Smith still scoreless in this game, and he's been in double figures with regularity for Purdue, and right on cue, he's got his first points of the game.
Really nice job by Zach Edey. Runs out to set the screen, then twists it and sets it again. Little screen and rescreen.
Let's take a look at our good hands play, brought to you by Allstate.
Well, just a little back screen, no communication from Santiago Vescovy to get in front of Edey. Sets the back screen on Estrella. And you have to expect that Zach Edey's only going one place, and that is to the rim. He's not running out to the three-point line.
Does he amuse you or frighten you?
Both.
That's good.
I'm frighteningly amused.
Vescovy at the line after the foul on Morton. Knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1.
It's like watching penalty kicks in soccer. And a free throw fest this game.
That is the 52nd free throw attempted in this game.
And there's still 10 minutes to go in regulation. Right now, Braden Smith, he's got to think about Zakai Ziegler guarding him. And look how the catch has been extended so far outside the three-point line. That's out of an operating area.
Vescovy just took it away from Colvin. He's got Gainey with him. And good recovery by Loyer to turn a 2-on-1 into a 2-on-2. Edey, left hand. Great offensive rebound by James.
What a pass.
Gainey from the corner. And off the foot of Colvin, out of bounds.
And Miles Colvin, just a freshman from Indianapolis. Had some really good moments against Gonzaga. Hit a couple big shots, but this is as physical a contest as he's ever been in his basketball life. Won't be the last, but it's just the first.
Gainey again. fouled on a three-point attempt, the foul on Colvin.
A nice little fade screen to get Gainey to the corner. Gainey's so good. This little fade screen by Edey, and you've got to take away middle right there and angle your defense to take away that pass. You want to get it to go to the short side of the floor, but Gainey does such a good job on the catch. He doesn't dip the ball, and a lot of good shooters do bring it down. They dip it a little bit to get their rhythm, but he catches it and gets it right up into a shooting pocket.
Gainey, first team all Big South last year at USC Upstate, 15 points per game, good shooter. As now Connect has returned. We haven't called his name, haven't seen him all that much here in the second half after he got off to a very quick start. And if Rick Barnes is looking for offense, that's one of his best options.
Right now, inbounding the ball has become difficult.
Yeah, an interception by Ziegler. Gainey steps in. And the rebound to Loyer.
Purdue's going to have to get other players than Braden Smith coming back to the ball and present themselves as receivers.
Loyer. And if that's Edey, it's number 4.
Well, he's thinking he went straight up. He's pretty easy to see. Well, that's a big call in this game.
He looked like he was okay on the way up. Maybe it's the arms coming down on the head of Edey on the way down, but either way it's number 4, and that means he's going to come out of the game. Kaufman Wren's getting ready to come in.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
So he sat the last 4:17 in the first half when he picked up his second. He sat a couple of minutes early in the second when he's picked up his third, and now he's going to the bench again with 9 minutes to go.
You wonder if Matt Painter may decide to go a little bit smaller and try to get a little bit more movement to be able to have an open floor. They're going with a little horn set out top, and Vescovy just ran over the screen. But with Zach Edey out of there, it does open up the middle a little bit more. And Purdue, with cuts, drives, should be able to attack a little bit more and take advantage of the overplay.
Clean screen by Kaufman Wren. The foul on Vescovy, his third, 6th team foul.
Screening, Kaufman Red. Now they'll try to back pick. Good rebound.
Wow. But then he lost it.
Got it.
Yep. But it's out of bounds back to Purdue. Well, if you get the ball, you better wrap it up with all you've got, because whatever team you're playing for, the other guys are coming after it.
They are coming. That's exactly right. It's almost like a defensive back trying to punch it out of a ball carrier's hands in football. There's Zakai Ziegler. He's playing more minutes in this one. He has made everything difficult for Braden Smith. Everything.
Inside, Kaufman Wren. Edey the rebound.
Edey caused him to change it. Had to arc it a little bit more because of Jonas Edey's presence there.
Remember, win or lose, both of these teams play again tomorrow. Lance Jones called for the reach-in foul.
Great curl of that screen over on the right wing by Santiago Vescovy, and shockingly, there's another player on the deck.
And more free throws coming when we come back. And it means so much to all of those people, and everybody's hearts and thoughts are with the people of Maui as the healing and the recovery begins. And as Jay mentioned, it will take a while, and if this tournament, although it's being played here on Oahu and Honolulu, if it can even bring a small bit of relief or joy or distraction to the people in Maui, that would be a wonderful thing. And again, everybody hoping and praying that the tournament is back in Maui next year.
Tennessee is 2 of 14 from the field in the second half. 2 of 14.
And down by 1.
And down by 1. What's keeping them there is the foul line.
Smith misses the jumper. The rebound down to Zakai Ziegler.
No clean looks at all for Purdue. And that shot was taken without a pass. And that's not Purdue basketball.
Offensive foul.
Just using that off arm with the left hand dribble. The right arm went out. Loyer was trailing him. He didn't need to do that. But we'd gone 30 seconds without a whistle, so yeah, there wasn't much there. But
number 4 on Vescovi. Dalton Knecht, by the way, Jay, as Vescovi sits, Knecht has not scored in the second half. He is their leading scorer, has been in every game so far this year, had 13 in the first half, has yet to score in the second.
Well, he's guarding Fletcher Loyer right now.
Kaufman-Renn spins, puts it up, doesn't get it. First has it, and out of bounds, Purdue ball.
Caleb First is really working hard on the offensive glass to get that inside position, and he always goes after the ball with 2 hands.
And again, Edey on the bench with 4 fouls, went out at the 9-minute mark. Edey and Kaufman-Renn with 4 for Purdue, Awaka and Vescovi with 4 for Tennessee.
And Purdue's going to that high ball screen action because it's been so difficult for Purdue to make any passes. They can't even get the ball inbounds. You know, Tennessee doing a great job of switching those screens.
Yeah, they've gotten a 4.5 out of 5 on a lot of these inbounds plays. Another tough catch. Kaufman-Renn from First.
What a beautiful pass. And then Jordan Gainey kind of sold out there on the high side to try to take that ball away on the post-up. What a great drive. Beautiful.
Ziegler with his second field goal of the game, and again it's a 1-point game.
What a difference he makes.
Loyer, left hand, finishes.
Yeah, that quick attack is so helpful to Purdue. They don't have to grind it out.
Connect to miss, loose ball, and a foul call. Jonas Edey
took a swipe right over the top.
Number 4 on him.
I think some of the players are looking around like, wait a minute, this wasn't called in the first half. But there are fouls.
Going to swipe the side of Kaufman-Renn's head, trying to tip it back out. So Trey Kaufman-Renn at the line.
We still have a long way to go. This has been a battle of attrition.
Edey's going to sit, and Awaka, who's also got 4 fouls, is going to come back in. Awaka has not had a chance to play all that much today because of the foul trouble. He's only been in there for 10 minutes.
How many does he have? 4?
He's got 4. 3 Vols and 2 Boilermakers have 4 fouls. Five-point lead, Purdue. Inside to Awaka. Creates some space and banks it home.
They did such a great job of keeping Trey Kaufman-Renn on his back. Got wide. Trey Kaufman-Renn just couldn't get around him.
Good ball pressure again by Ziegler. Diving for it. Loyer comes up with it. And a foul. Jordan Gainey.
But what a great play by Fletcher Loyer to dive on that ball and get it. Just tremendous defense by Zakai Ziegler. You think he would have made a difference in the NCAA tournament last year for Tennessee? Got beat by Florida Atlantic after taking Duke down in the second round. And Loyer and Ziegler having a couple of words.
Smith knocks down the front end.
And Fletcher Loyer telling the officials, hey, you know, they need to wipe this up. I was down on the deck and people have been sweating a little bit in this game.
Young man, this is your moment. Make the most of it.
A lot comes from this kind of thing, you think? Resume builder?
Yes. America just watched him at work. I think he handled himself beautifully.
I think he did a wonderful job.
Yeah. Wonder if he's ever done color commentary.
I was wondering play-by-play.
Ziegler, a little hesitation, can't get a shot off.
Good help by Caleb First.
Heavy traffic. Awaka the follow, kept it alive, and it's out of bounds off the knee of Trey Kaufman-Renn, so it's still Tennessee's.
Nothing is easy. That ball goes up on the rim, and that's when the real fight begins.
Second game in as many days, and again, win or lose, they both play tomorrow, either for third place or for a championship, with Kansas and Marquette still to come tonight here on ESPN.
Is the 3 knockdown rule in effect in this game?
Well, obviously not. Because we've had more than that here today. You think we could call the rest of the game using only football terminology?
We probably could.
Can Tennessee get Connect going? He's their best scorer. Gainey with a pretty good look. And it's a 2-point game.
Well, you had to go underneath because Dalton Connect came at the angle to make it difficult to stay with Gainey.
Awaka switches on to Smith. Smith gets by him. Kaufman-Renn comes down with it. No reset of the shot clock. Didn't hit the rim. Jones can't get into the paint. Loyer, the foul, and the basket.
What a great play and tough play by Fletcher Loyer. And he knew there was going to be a reach. And as soon as he went right up with it and kept his concentration, watch how his eyes never leave the rim there until he let go of the ball. Even then, he watched it go through, and Zach Edey loving it. He might buy sushi for Fletcher Loyer tonight.
What a game for Loyer, searching for his 25th point. Loyer and Edey have 44 of Purdue's 61 points. James misses the 3. Wow. Jones had it taken away by Awaka. What a play.
That's unbelievable. And Jones pulled that ball down, and Awaka just put both hands in there and took it away.
He's just a sophomore. He is getting better and better. Remember the name, Tobe Awaka.
Vice grip hands. You got to throw back out of that, but he does have a mismatch here.
Ooh, that's a tough pass and a lot of heavy traffic.
Lance Jones pulls down a great rebound here, and Awaka just took it right away from him.
Averaged a double-double on their summer trip to Italy. Averaged a double-double for Team USA at the U19 World Cup. He is a terrific player. Gainey gets a very good look, and this game is tied.
He also got a very good screen and came off firing. He was turning to the basket as that ball arrived.
12 for Gainey, all of them here in the second half. 4 minutes to go.
Matt Painter getting Zach Edey up off the bench to come back in the game.
Well, just tough to hand the ball off.
Well, blowing up every dribble handoff.
Kaufman-Renn. And a foul on the floor on Awaka, and that is his 5th. Tobe Awaka has just fouled out of the game.
For Tobe Awaka, it has been an incredibly physical game, and that call was not representative of what's been allowed in this game. But Purdue shooting 52% in this second half. Tennessee just 32%. But the difference is Purdue's turned the ball over 15 times in this game, and that's really going to be the issue for Purdue all season long. If they can keep turnovers around 10, 12, they get so many extra possessions off the offensive glass. And that's going to put them in position to win most every game they're in.
Zach Edey checks back in. He sat for 5 minutes and 16 seconds. He went out at the 9-minute mark with Purdue leading by 3. He's back in now with Purdue leading by 1. Ooh, Ziegler with an errant pass. Loyer the steal, and he calls a timeout.
A great play by Fletcher Loyer. He is having an outstanding game.
They might need this guy the way this one is going.
Is he flexing? I can't tell.
Edey, despite sitting for a few stretches because of foul trouble, has 19 points and 10 rebounds in this game. And it's Purdue with a 1-point lead.
Trying to get to an angle where they can throw it into Edey.
Edey doing the best he can, but Edey scores.
It's so hard to keep him away from that left shoulder. He just pulled his way into the middle of the lane to get that little fadeaway jump hook to go down.
Gainey hit the last one, hits another one, and it's tied again.
Jordan Gainey is a baller, man. He did not play well against Syracuse, but he shoots it so effortlessly from deep.
15 all in the second half for Jordan Gainey. Big minutes for Zakai Ziegler. Trying to make life as difficult as he can for Braden Smith.
Oh, you can go right over the top. Look at Tennessee just loading up the lane on Zach Edey.
He'll get it off. No, he'll pass it to first. Tipped out to Smith and a fresh possession.
We got Edey all over the left shoulder of Edey.
If they got Edey, then he is gone. That would be number 5 on him. Remember, Toby Awaka has already fouled out. If it is Edey, Rick Barnes is going to have to go deeper into his bench and bring in one of the freshmen, either Estrella or Phillips, unless he goes small.
Yeah, it's easy to say, but this is where Edey needed to just break contact right there and get to the other side. Hard to break contact on 7'4", close to 300 pounds.
And Rick Barnes has chosen experience over size. Jemai Meshack is into the game. And that means, in all likelihood, Josiah Jordan James at 6'6" is going to be covering Zach Edey at 7'4".
Well, you really need to use leverage. When you're smaller, just play lower and get into Zach Edey's legs. Meshack can drop down and help out. Right now, it's going to be important for the other players on the floor around Edey to move and make themselves available. Somebody lost a shoe there. It's right on the three-point line.
And now it got thrown onto the bench. It's Gainey who does not have his left shoe on. Connect lost it. Meshack has it. Ziegler for 3. Meshack the offensive rebound. Gainey still playing without a shoe. Connect misses a 3. And a foul going against Tennessee.
Good block out by Fletcher Loyer on Jemai Meshack. He had to come over the top of him. Now Loyer, who's an excellent shooter, steps to the foul line. He missed one of the 2 that he took to end the half on that Vescovy foul. I'm not sure there's anybody you'd rather have on the line than Fletcher Loyer.
8 of 9 from the line today.
It's so nice for Matt Painter to have his starting guards, Smith and Loyer, be such good free throw shooters. Painter going with the undershirt.
2 big free throws and a 3-point lead. Nice. Loyer ties his career high.
And right now, this is about getting pressure on the shot and then rebounding it.
Gainey a miss. Smith a rebound.
And Smith sticks his nose in there and rebounds. All 5 guys have to get on the defensive glass, and Braden Smith went right in there.
First has to come out top to get a touch.
Meshack on Edey. That's going to be an oh boy, that could have been an offensive foul. But Meshack was trying to front him, staying low, getting into his legs. It's really hard for a big guy to deal with this, but Edey just at the end, I guess they called that foul first, but the second foul would have been on Edey.
So Edey, who missed his first 6 free throws today, including the one he just made, has now gone 9 for his last 10. Started 0 for 6, 9 of 10 since.
He is eyeing that rim.
Yeah, he doesn't. He'll just take his eyes off it for a split second just to catch the ball when it's bounced to him. Quick look down and then right back to the rim. Does it every time. Rattles out.
We got to run something for Dalton Connect to get a shot here.
Gainey. Not this time. And Loyer comes down for the rebound.
Boy, the Purdue guards have really done a good job of coming down to rebound and help out Caleb First and Zach Edey.
Loyer's got 5, Smith's got 4. Boy, Ziegler's just all over Smith.
Can't get rid of him.
And Smith scores anyways. What a huge bucket.
That is one tough cookie right there, Braden Smith.
Time is of the essence right now for Tennessee. Meshack short. Jones the rebound. They got a foul.
They did a foul.
Yeah. Seconds are ticking away. Ziegler looked to the bench right now, and it looks like at this point they're going to play it out.
I don't get this one.
There's the foul.
They foul there.
But after 23 seconds came off the clock. You can't do that, says Rick Barnes. If you run it down that far, you got to play out the rest of the possession. Now for the play of the game, driven by Continental Tire.
Braden Smith, that is a big time drive off the high ball screen. Just got around Zakai Ziegler, a player who's difficult to get around, and just kissed it off the glass. He's made some big plays, those defensive rebounds, that bucket. When Purdue hasn't played its best, neither team played its best in large measure because this became a fist fight. Boy, missed them both.
Need a 3 at this point, you would think. Connect gets it off. And hit it. His first points of the second half. And it's a one-possession game.
What a shot by Dalton Connect. And it looked like Lance Jones was thinking about trying to foul him before he got that. Watch Lance Jones here. He's kind of reaching, getting into him. Maybe he's just trying to steal it, but that was right over Zach Edey. What a big-time shot. It was straight up and down. Never took his eyes off the rim, held the follow-through, and we now have a one-possession game with 13 seconds left in regulation.
And we've had the easy job. Nobody's been throwing us to the ground over here, although we've both been tempted to do it. Yeah. But what have you learned about these two teams here today?
They're both tough. And to be able to play in this kind of physical game, I know both of them are used to it. This is not the first time it's happened. But this early in the season to have this kind of, this isn't just a test, it's like a final exam. To be able to play this kind of game is really going to be beneficial for both teams.
Don't forget Marquette and Kansas still to come in the second semifinal here with the Allstate Maui Invitational. Number 1 Kansas, number 4 Marquette.
So Purdue can run the baseline here. And right now possession is everything. And Purdue still has a couple of timeouts. But you can expect that there's going to be face guarding, and Braden Smith is all the way to half court. He's going to get a couple screens, try to free himself up.
And the foul will send Jones to the line.
Jones on this young season shooting 60% from the foul line.
Has not been to the line in this game.
Yeah, the free throw line has really let Purdue down in this one. Not just the early misses, but Braden Smith missing those 2.
Yeah, they're at 64% as a team today, 28 for 44. Boy, they are not making this easy on themselves.
Well, it's been a while since Tennessee's given up over 40 free throws in regulation. You have to go back a ways for that. That's a lot of margin there, and that 17 free throws missed.
Made the second 4-point game.
Right now, you just want to get up and slow the advance if you can.
Into James. And a timeout called by Gainey with 9.5 to go.
And if Tennessee can get a quick score, just a quick 2, there's still plenty of time. certainly rather have a 3 and then try to get a steal, get a foul. But whatever they do, it's got to be early in the clock.
Some of these guys are going to wake up very sore tomorrow and then have to play another basketball game against another very good team.
Now, this is going to be a rest and recovery evening. I don't think you're going to see a lot of working out in the morning on this one.
How about a preview of Kansas Marquette?
It's going to be the inside strength of Kansas with Hunter Dickinson and trying to get him the ball when he's got 2 feet in the paint, try to bury defenders in the lane versus the chaotic, relentless pressure that Marquette can bring. And Marquette certainly has Tyler Kolek, the best point guard, I think, in the country. But Cam Jones, the lefty, can really score. Oso Ighodaro is an outstanding big guy that is so versatile. He can pull Hunter Dickinson away from the basket and operate as a playmaker. Shaka Smart runs a lot of offense through him. The issue is going to be, Marquette doesn't turn the ball over very much. They're very good with the ball. But can they rebound with Kansas? And Kevin McCullough at Kansas, we talk about Hunter Dickinson, rightfully so. He's coming off a 27-point, 21-rebound game against Kentucky and then against Chaminade out over 30. But Kevin McCullough's had 2 straight triple-doubles.
Unheard of.
2 straight triple-doubles. Only 7 players have done that in the history of college basketball, and he's the first Kansas player ever to do that.
Back to this one, 4-point deficit for the Vols. They have the ball, just 9.5 seconds to go.
Boy, tough for Zakai Ziegler to inbound this over a big guy.
Ziegler gets it back, gets it off, and that might have been deflected by Morton. It's down to Smith. They'll foul him, and now Purdue is almost home and cooled out with just 2.9 to go.
What a great defensive play by Ethan Morton. We talked about the job he did on Ryan Nembhard against Gonzaga, and then he blocks the last shot there by Zakai Ziegler. Ziegler much smaller, but just got a piece of that. He's got to be tired too. He's done a lot of flexing.
He has. Boy, oh boy, Smith misses the first. Missed them both.
Missed 4 straight to end the game.
It won't matter as Purdue wins this physical battle 71-67 from Tennessee. Tennessee's going to play for 3rd place tomorrow, and the Purdue Boilermakers are going to play for a championship here at the All-State Maui Invitational. They did it despite missing a lot of free throws, despite some foul trouble, but they did it in large part because of the play of the game, brought to you by Tommy Bahama. Fletcher Loyer ties a career high with 27 points in this game. He added 6 big rebounds as well. And Matt Painter's team is on to the championship here in Honolulu tomorrow against the winner between the Golden Eagles and the Jayhawks.